Hey guys, welcome back to another episode of the Pizza Story podcast. I have a really special guest today. I have Mike Hauke from Tony Boloney's and Madd Mutz. So, Mike, thanks for joining us.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
Of course. So, I'm from South Jersey and from Pittsburgh originally, and I have seen you around, and I've eaten at Tony Boloney's, and I love it. And I just want to hear about your pizza story, how you got in the pizza business.
Yeah. So, essentially, 18 years ago, my father called me and was like, "Hey, I'm gonna buy a building in Atlantic City." He owns some property here already, and they're building this MGM massive complex. And we're gonna buy a building, and then we're gonna rent it out to a bodega. They're gonna feed the construction workers, and then they're probably gonna eminent domain us, and then we walk away, we sell it to someone or do whatever. And it won't be expensive, so let's do it. And I'm like, I don't know. He's like, oh, come on, we got to do it. I'm like, I don't know. Anyway, bought the building. MGM was not being built, never got built. Then Ocean Casino, which is Revel at the time, started being built. So we had some commitments from local grocery stores, bodegas, delis, like, yeah, we'll do it. And then like they all pulled out. So my father's like, well, we got to outfit this building. So the business that I had prior to this was called the Off-Campus Meal Plan, and then I had this box-to-box college care package company. I knew a lot of restaurant owners. I got some ideas. We can outfit it with these ovens and whatever. And we ended up opening up and serving frozen shit to construction workers for like a year. And there was like 5,000 construction workers at the Revel Casino, and they all came to Tony Boloney's. It was called the Jolly Pirate grocery store and whatever. And they came here and they basically had frozen food. My buddy Nick, I called him up. He was on the stock market. He had enough of day trading. He's like, I'll come down and run the store. Great. Done. You live down the street in the apartment. And then, I didn't really come down much. I was here little by little, maybe once a week, checking on things, hanging out with my boy. And then Revel stopped construction. And they lost their funding. There was no more construction workers. I'm like, what the fuck are we going to do? Like, this is crazy. We went from 100 to 0 overnight. And I was like, you know what? Let me just try to, produce better food, and maybe people in the neighborhood or people that work in casinos in general will start coming here, which is crazy because we're in the middle of nowhere. We're the only house on the block in the inlet. We're 1 block from the lighthouse, 1 block from the beach and boardwalk, 2 blocks from Ocean Casino, 2 blocks from the inlet as it wraps around. Like, there's tumbleweed running through this place. There's nobody here. There's nothing here. And I started asking the employees at the time. I was like, hey, we're going to start making our own pizza dough because we're buying it frozen. And they're like, oh, I can't tell you that. It's my secret recipe. So then I called my suppliers. Like, hey, we're going to start making our own pizza. And they were like, oh, you don't want to do that. You got to use flour and all this stuff. It's a pain in the ass. And I'm like, well, I want to start making it. And they're like, no. So I was like, you know what? Fuck it. You're fired. You're all fired. Oh, it's my family recipe to make mashed potatoes. Like, stupid shit. I'm like, You're fucking fired. I don't even care. You're not going to alter the recipe. Give me a baseline. And I fired everyone. I spent the next month and a half tinkering in the kitchen, coming up with my own recipes, making dough, you name it. Mozzarella also started from that. I was like, yo, how do you make mozzarella? Oh, you need curd. You don't want to buy that. I'm like, well, how do you make curd? No one makes curd. You know? I'm like, fuck that. I'm making curd. I had 40 pots boiling in the kitchen. I'm making curd, like craziness. I started selling at farmers markets, fresh mozzarella. We started making it for the stores. And little by little, we just got into it. And I rebranded from the old thing, which was a guy with a mustache tossing a pizza, red, white, and green, and Italian stuff. And I was like, you know what? We're Tony Boloney's. Like, it means bad little kid. Hey, little Tony Boloney, get upstairs and wash your face. It means like you're a naughty kid. I'm like, we make kind of naughty, sort of Italian-inspired pizzeria food. My favorite food's Indian food. Roman Catholic and Jewish. I was bar mitzvahed. I'm like the total opposite of what you would consider like hardcore old school pizzeria. And I was like, yeah, Tony Boloney's works. And we went with it. And, we started getting out there and putting our product out there. And casino execs started coming in and other employees. The Revel started construction again. And little by little, it took off. And, people started coming in from anywhere, started getting some national recognition, won Food Network cheesesteak battle with Guy Fieri. Live with Kelly, their nationwide food truck competition, and little by little, the experiment of us fucking around and me putting whatever I wanted to on a pizza and sub, and really having no boundaries because I had to use this product. You have to use this pizza sauce that you mix with water. I'm like, fuck that. I'm going to get tomatoes in Jersey when they're in season. I'm going to can them myself. I don't give a shit. And that turned into, the mantra of what we do throughout.
Wow, that's incredible. And I mean, I follow all your pages, so I've obviously seen the stuff that you guys make, and it's definitely like not your traditional stuff. It's very original to Tony Boloney's.
Yeah, and it's like, to me, even like with our dough, people like, oh, like people come in the shop all the time. They're like, yeah, I want, veal parmesan, and I'm like, we don't do that. They're like, what kind of self-respecting Italian? I'm like, dude, I'm like 1/8 Italian. Like, sorry. And I'm like, you know what? Try my grandma's Sicilian. I'm not from Sicily. My grandmother's father was from Carpeneta Romano. Her great-great-grandfather's brother was Pope Leo XIII. I have a little bit of legitimacy, maybe, but other than that, like, I'm 1/8 Italian. So I'm like, don't worry, try my grandma's Sicilian thing, and I make them Indian tikka masala on a sub, chicken cutlet, you name it. Like, this is fucking amazing. Your grandma. I'm like, yeah, you idiot. It's fucking Indian food. It's curry, coconut curry, tikka masala, homemade paneer cheese with, and they're like, oh, I guess I do like that. And I'm like,
yeah, it's delicious.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's so good. Yeah. So what's your favorite menu item that you have?
It's really tough. They're all my babies. I love them all. If it's on the menu, I like it. There's nothing on the menu that I don't like. And people always say, like, oh, you should do this, or you should do that, or you should have a traditional supreme pizza. So I'm like, listen, if I'm going to go in with a bunch of meats and different things, I'm doing like what we have on the menu called a bestiality, which is basically 9 different types of meat ravaged by mozzarella. It's like Noah's Ark NC-17 version. And that's what I'd want to eat if I was eating those things. Yeah, can we do traditional, sausage and green peppers and onions and da-da-da? Like, yeah, you can do that. Will ours be better than I think everyone else's? Yes. But you can go to a local bodega and get a plain cheesesteak. You can go to a local pizzeria and get what they specialize in. Like, and I love other pizzerias. I love eating pizza. So, like, to me, the little nuances of different places, like Federici's in Friel, my favorite pizzeria of all time. I love that pizza. It's not traditional pizza. It's bar pie. It's thin. It's not for everyone. I don't know. It is what it is. So to me, it's like we do what we do. We like what we like, and sometimes we're not for everyone, but we can say that genuinely it's an honest product, and we make everything from scratch. We don't buy anything frozen other than Madd Mutz mozzarella sticks, and we kind of do what we want to do.
Yeah, definitely. When I've been into your places, it's like you can get stuff there that you can't get at just any other pizza place or any other Italian place. You just have such a hybrid of food, which is amazing.
Yeah, and it's like, listen, our Bubby's Bad Leroy sub. It's 8-hour Passover brisket with my grandma's brisket gravy with beet horseradish, melted Havarti cheese, crispy fried onions, and fried jalapenos. I mean, it's not a normal-ish kind of typical sub, and people eat it and they're like, holy shit, like, this is really good. And I'm like, and they find out we won like best cheesesteak in New Jersey from it years ago, and like they just maybe wouldn't put that in the sub, or it wouldn't be normal. And they're used to going to a place like, let me get a cheesesteak, fried onions, American cheese, lettuce, tomato, and they come and they do that too. And we tell them, it's all good. You can do that. No problem at all. We'll make you that, but you can go anywhere and get that. I don't know.
Yeah, it's true. So tell me about Madd Mutz.
So Madd Mutz came out of Tony Boloney's, but basically I started making fresh mozzarella years ago for farmers markets. Basically, I'm making mozzarella. I'm making it from scratch. I'm getting milk. I'm making the curd. I'm whatever. And then as I'm selling it, I'm saying to myself, partially out of boredom, I do one thing once. I think I kind of perfect something, and then I get bored, and I'm like, well, what am I going to do next? And I was like, well, how come there's no like spicy mozzarella? How come there's no truffle mozzarella? And I started messing around with it and realized it's really difficult to make those things consistently and in general. But I started making all different flavors of fresh mozzarella that we sell at farmers markets, that we have 2-hour lines for it in the summertime in Ocean City and Margate and Ventnor and Brigantine. And then I was like, well, how come these can't be mozzarella sticks? And I started making them, and I realized in reality, fresh mozzarella is too moist to fry. And therefore, it becomes a mess in your fryer. It is a disaster for food service. A restaurant can't consistently do it. There's a reason why they use basically blocks of low moisture cheese processed glue that they cut down, and they put the same old breadcrumbs, the same seasonings. And there's a reason for it. There's also a reason that Tony Boloney's never had mozzarella sticks on their menu. And that's because I don't want to buy the same thing that everyone else has. And it's a mozzarella stick. Who cares? To me, like, I care. I want to eat something that's really good. I don't want the same stuff. I get it time and a place. Maybe if I'm like fucked up and it's late night or something and it is there. But other than that, like, if you're at Tony Boloney's, like, I think you would expect something better. So I started messing around. It took me like 7 years to create this proprietary process that we make the fresh mozzarella. We maintain the entire fat and moisture levels, and you are able to fry it. And all the mozzarella sticks are all different flavors, like the hottie, which is like a cheddar aged spicy mozzarella, and it's breaded and battered with these almost like flaming hot kind of breadcrumbs. It's not flaming hot. We don't use like artificial colors or flavors.
Yeah.
And they're all different flavors. So like the
Nice.
cheese is bright red, spicy. It tastes like old school shitty mac and cheese, which I love, by the way.
Yeah.
And it's got a spicy breadcrumb crust. Truffle mozzarella sticks.
The
Stingers, which is like a hot honey fresh mozzarella. And we started making these, and then we started getting requests from other restaurants that I'm friendly with a lot of restaurants, just being in the industry, and they know me. They know I don't give a shit. I'm not old school. I'm not territorial. I'm like, yo, what do you want to do? What do you want to know? And they go, we want to buy them for a restaurant. And then ShopRite reached out to us. ShopRite was like, yo, we want these in ShopRite. Can you do it? So we started getting it together, and I'm kind of a one-man show in certain respects. When it comes down to our operations with creative, I do all the creative, I do all the menu items, I do, you name it. And I reached out to my good friend Michael Burns and was like, listen, Driscoll Foods wants to pick us up and distribute us throughout all their warehouses, like, I don't know, Maine to Virginia, wherever they go, and out to Pennsylvania. ShopRite wants to pick us up. Like, I can do a lot of things. I don't know if I could really facilitate this right now. I don't have like the team to do that. We have a small office crew. We have general managers of these stores that hold it down. And he signed up and got on board with me, and he, helped me facilitate it. We've been working closely together for almost a year now, or about a year. And we've been, a great tag team because I'm the creative. I'm able to do some sales and marketing and product development and all those things, and run the operations at the mozzarella laboratory, which is in Atlantic City. Totally separate business, totally separate building. And he's able to put the pieces together, and we were able to do a lot of cool stuff. We're able to do a lot of cool stuff. We got ShopRites. We're taking on ShopRites more and more and more every single week. We're in Driscoll Foods. US Foods is interested in onboarding us, so we're in talks with them. A lot of other distributors in the Midwest. And then we're going to be on Shark Tank on April 18th, which is awesome.
That's so awesome. It's incredible. I saw your email and I was like, we can't wait to tune in and watch. I hope you get a really good deal from them.
I don't know. You have to wait and find out, see what happens. I don't know.
I guess so. Yeah. So what does the future look like? What are you seeing here?
So, I mean, listen, Tony Boloney's, we have the 3 shops. We had a shop in Margate, but unfortunately they knocked the building down and we got taken out of business for over a year. So we're not going back into that space. And we have the 3 shops, plus the food truck and the farmers markets, and we're rocking. We're doing our thing. We're holding true to our core, which is we make everything. Proud of it. We do it all, and we want people to come in and have a good time. And that's really the point. You come in. It's not just about the food. It's not about the commodity of like a slice of pizza. It's got to be more than that. And then on Madd Mutz side, we're going national with distribution, which is super exciting. We have a lot of opportunity with direct to consumer. We're sending out thousands of packages a week direct to consumers with the fresh mozzarella sticks that they can put in their air fryer and do whatever they, want to do with at home, and have the most awesome cheese pulls of fresh, flavored, crazy mozzarella. And we're just excited for for the future, and we have a lot of other cool things in the works, a lot of cool collabs with some national brands that we'll be announcing soon. And yeah, it's exciting.
Yeah, I absolutely love it. I love the social media. I love the cheese pools. I mean, you have one of the best pages. So the creative is like, it's on point. I've done marketing for 20 years, and every time I see yours, I'm like telling my husband, I'm like, look, his stuff's amazing. Like everything you guys put out's great.
I appreciate that. Yeah, it takes a lot of work too. People don't realize it's
Yeah.
not just about like snapping a photo or whatever. Like you really got to think it through. And every menu item is really, 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 thoughtful. It can't just be thrown together. We don't like put things on things. Like we make a taco pizza and we're just throwing tacos on top and oh, it looks cool. Like there's so much thought and process that goes into it, from execution to recipe development to costing to training to management of that training to customer expectation to pricing. Like there are so many layers to it in this business that a lot of people overlook or don't really realize. And for us, like we try to cue it in so that ultimately the consumer has the best experience and our employees aren't inundated with like crazy stuff. Because if I did all the ideas in my head and I put them into the menu and I told my employees that we had to do it, like, can I do it? Yeah, I'll go downstairs and I'll rip through the craziest stuff for you, but do it consistently and in scale. It's a different ballgame. And we went same mozzarella business, we had the same problem. We were making small batches, a couple hundred sticks here and there. Now we're making 60,000 sticks a day.
Wow.
And doing it the same way, by the way, just a little bit different of a process, so they're able to scale it. But the product is exactly the same. We even cut corners. We don't use stabilizers. We don't use any, chemicals for, preservatives. Like,
Yeah.
we don't do it.
That's incredible. It's like you've kind of paved your own way of doing this. It's always been done the same way, and you've done it differently, which is so, so cool.
And sometimes that can hurt you. I mean, like, I like to reinvent the wheel a lot of times when sometimes you just don't need to. Like, I'm getting tomatoes locally. I used to go to Reed's
Yeah.
now, but before, before Cookie took it over, and I'd buy Janet, I think. Yeah, Janet. I used to buy her tomatoes, and I'd make my own sauce. And then I got with a supplier that was Jersey Fresh Tomatoes, and I went to their plant, and I realized, like, I can still do that, but like in scale in Hoboken, Jersey City stores, like I can't do that. We can't be roasting tomatoes in our kitchen and doing consistently and people having the same sauce. So like that's a thing that like it's acceptable. Like it's not a bad thing, but there's other things that we just won't compromise on that we could easily make more money with. We could easily do and cut corners and get around that no one would know about. And it's like we won't do it.
Yeah, absolutely. I respect that a lot. So if somebody wants to find you guys, how do they find you?
So they can go online, TonyBoloney.com. We're in Jersey City, 363 Grove Street. It's a few blocks off the path. We're in Hoboken on 1st Street. So if you're at Carlo's Bakery Cake Boss, you just walk west directly into like the residential area in town, right down 1st Street. I think like we're 3 blocks off of Washington Street, which is like the main strip. In Atlantic City, we're all the way in the inlet, as far north as you can go. Oriental Avenue is, I think, 6 blocks long. Atlantic Avenue goes start to finish. Ventnor Avenue, start to finish. Pacific Avenue, sorry. And then Oriental is just a little sliver here on the end where Ocean Casino is. By the way, awesome partners of ours in Atlantic City from day one when they opened up. Past Revel. Revel was cool. They did their thing. They were like, don't go there. It's a little dangerous. Ocean, which is not, by the way. Ocean, like they get us involved in all their events. We do special collabs with them. Like,
nice.
They're amazing. So we're 2 blocks from Ocean, and you can see us at Farmers Market in the summertime. Ocean City on Wednesday, Ventnor on Friday, Margate on Thursday, Brigantine on Saturday. Our food trucks always cruising around doing private parties all throughout the summer. I think we go from like May to September with the food truck. And then you can find Madd Mutz online to your home worldwide. Actually, we're shipping worldwide now. And or local ShopRites. We're in Marlton, Evesham, 2 Mount Laurel stores, Cherry Hill store. In a couple weeks, I think we're going into Summers Point, Rio Grande, a few other ones we're onboarding. Driscoll Foods, if you have a restaurant and you want mozzarella sticks, I know we were talking to, I think you had a podcast with Taglio Pizza, right?
Yeah.
I
Oh,
think
yeah. He's
buying
awesome.
our sticks. I think he's buying our sticks. We're self-distributing to him.
Yep.
Driscoll Foods right now is distributing. We're going to be onboarding some more distributors coming soon. And, of course, on the 18th at 8 o'clock on ABC, you can definitely check us out on Shark Tank. No spoilers. Maybe it went well. Maybe it didn't. I don't know. You'll have to find out. And, yeah.
Awesome, Mike. Thank you so much for being on the podcast, guys. Go follow him, Tony Boloney's and Madd Mutz on Instagram. Check them out. I know when I'm in South Jersey this summer, I will be stopping by.
Awesome. I really appreciate it.
All right. Thanks, Mike.
Thanks, Erica.